Hello again. I mentioned yesterday that the best American universities, places like Harvard and Yale, limit the number of Asian Americans by deciding upon a quota. In other words, they won't let too many Chinese people in because they're cleverer than black people and white people. So they deliberately limit the numbers of Asian Americans. They do this primarily so that there will be room for a sixth of their students to be black people with poorer academic backgrounds than the white people and those of Chinese origin who are refused a place to make room for them. This is done so that the students reflect the society from which they are drawn, to use a modern expression. In Britain, the thing is handled with a little more finesse, although the end result is the same. Black people with inferior qualifications being given places on courses in medicine and law at the best universities in the country. Take Durham University, for instance, which is very highly sought after and can consequently set extremely high requirements for entry. Unless you are black or very poor, that is. Here's how it works. In the description to this video, I give a link to Durham University's policy on contextual offers. You will see that if a pupil receives free school meals or lives in a poor neighbourhood and goes to a state school, then they are eligible for a contextual offer. Now, I might mention that the contextual offer business is really a Trojan horse, although they talk about social mobility and widening access. What they're really trying to do is identify black people to whom they can make offers to get them into their university. There's a drive at most universities now to see how many black people they can get in. It looks good. It makes them look progressive. It curries favour with the government and so on. So the object of contextual offers is essentially to identify black people and offer them places at the university. No secrets made about this in the universities, but they don't like to say so outright. I remarked yesterday that black people tend to live in more poverty-stricken areas than white people, and this means that when you use postcode analysis, either the acorn or polar system, then the lowest income and social class categories will be disproportionately black, Pakistani or Bangladeshi. Very few pupils in this ethnicity attend private schools, and they're also more likely to be in receipt of free school meals. Right, that ticks all the boxes when it comes to contextual offers. If you attend a state school, you looking at the acorn or polar analysis, you live in a poor area and you're getting free school meals, that's it, you're guaranteed a contextual offer. Now it's up to the admissions staff at universities to be a little bit cunning, because they get to decide who they will make offers to, and this gives scope for further rigging the admissions so that you can bump up the numbers of black people to score brownie points among the people who matter. You have already, by using the criteria I have outlined, the ones that Durham use, and they're similar to the ones used by other Russell Group universities in Britain. Okay, you've already ensured you know who the poorer applicants are, and you know that by using that system, a large number of those applicants are going to be black. A little ingenuity will be needed now to identify those who are black and to sift those out from the ones who are merely poor. Africans are easy enough to spot because they often have names like Yatunde Olusanyo or Kwame Bedioko or something. Caribbeans often have names with J's in them, like Jarmelius, Jarmilla or Junior. You could usually, looking at a list of names, pick out fairly easily those that are Caribbean. Job done. The only question now is, how low can you set the bar for these people that you want to get into your university? You can't really expect them to have very good A-levels, that's for sure. 11% of white students in Britain get 3 A-levels at grade A. That's in contrast to 25% of Chinese pupils. As in America, Chinese pupils here do brilliantly. Just 5% of black pupils can manage this to get 3 A levels at grade A, which means that they're very few and far between. It's hopeless to expect too many black pupils in this country to get enough A levels to study law at Durham, because the standard offer there is A star AA. So, chances of a black kid getting that sort of score are vanishingly small. The second link which I give is a Freedom of Information request sent to Durham University on this very point. Durham say they would accept students for law who have a contextual offer, not with A star AA, but if they get just AAB, which really is very low indeed. In this way, the top universities in Britain are gradually becoming packed with students who cannot really keep up with the courses, which then have to be simplified to stop too many people dropping out or failing their finals. It looks to the objective observer like a deliberate drive towards mediocrity, rather than a striving for the best.